Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for clicking on today's show. And football is back. We're 5 days away from the opener, baby. Let's beat the Niners this week. All right, latest news and rumors coming at you here on today's show. Are the Bears getting healthy? It appears to look that way. Everyone except Dominique Robinson was able to practice on Monday. Full practice back tomorrow on Wednesday, so we'll see what it looks like then. But the following players returned to practice, which was a good sign because a lot of these guys have been banged up. Velus Jones Jr. was back out there. Byron Pringle, Lucas Patrick, they were more in the limited category. More on them in a second. Jaylon Johnson was back after dealing with an undisclosed injury, and I believe Trestan Ebner was too. I couldn't find if Eberflus mentioned him, but all the reporters with boots on the ground, they said Dominique Robinson was the only one who did not practice. So if someone sees something different, let me know. But that is the latest there. Now, I do want to talk about Pringle and Patrick a little bit because they were more limited. Here's what Byron Pringle had to say on his Week 1 status. He says, "They've got me limited right now. I'm just trying to feel everything out, trying to get my feet back up under myself." He also talked about how when he pulled his quad, he tried to fight through the injury, practiced a couple more times, and then they got the MRI, and it showed the injury, which caused him to miss the past month or so. Pringle playing this week would be big. To have another weapon at your disposal, a guy who has experience in this league and with his speed can change a game on, a deep crosser or something like that, and it would just give you a player who is comfortable in a Week 1 atmosphere. This is a young football team, so to have a guy like Byron Pringle at your disposal against a good defense like San Francisco would be big. I don't know how big his role would be, but just his presence, I think, would be calming for a guy like Justin Fields, because after Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet, you don't have a ton of experienced weapons outside of, David Montgomery in the backfield, so I think having Pringle would be huge. Now, who you got in the season opener? Type CHI for the Bears, type SF for the San Francisco 49ers. Get those votes in down in the comments section. Come on, baby, bear down. Let's go. Get the CHIs going down in the comments. All right, on Lucas Patrick, here's what Matt Eberflus had to say. He said just how he's moving around, his conditioning level, where he's at, he can certainly function at a bunch of different spots for us. We're looking at all those. So what he's referring to is we're looking at him at center and guard because he potentially could still have to wear a cast, and if that's the case, he may not be able to snap the football. So they're saying, he could play guard in that case. Here's my take on it. If Patrick isn't ready to play center, because, that's what you signed him up to do, I don't think he should start in this game. Doesn't mean he can't be active. He could be the emergency backup center, if all hell breaks loose. He can, with Sam Musgrave, he could, hopefully at least do some shotgun snaps. But I don't think he should start at guard if he's not ready to play center. You brought him in here to be a center. His versatility is valuable, but I'm not benching Tevin Jenkins, and I'm certainly not benching Cody Whitehair to put Lucas Patrick at guard for 1-2 games tops? No. If he can't play center, I would not have him start in this football game because Tevin Jenkins has proven that he deserves that starting right guard spot. He's been through enough emotional back and forth over the last month already. Like, hey, Tevin, we know you're the guy, but Lucas Patrick, he's kind of healthy. He can't snap, though. We're going to put you on the bench. Patrick's going to start at right guard. I don't think that's a good idea. So I think Lucas Patrick either starts at center or he doesn't start at all. I would not bench Tevin Jenkins for Lucas Patrick. Period. End of story. If you miss Pat, you're starting center for 1 game, 2 tops. But if he's already back at practice in some capacity, I got to think at worst he's going to be ready in Week 2. That is what I would do. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, but that is my 2 cents. Now, if you want to go bet on this matchup, you can do it with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. All you got to do is create an account today at chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code is BEARDOWN, all one word, bear down, to get a 125% deposit bonus. So you put down $100, you get the 125 in free play. Some extra money to gamble on as the football season gets underway. Betting odds for this one, 49ers still sitting there, 7.5-point favorites, over under at 48.5. So we'll see how this one shakes out. I think that's too high of a spread, in my opinion, for San Francisco. So I continue to bet on the Bears. I might even go Bears money line to juice my odds. Chatsports.com/Bears. Promo code is BEARDOWN. Also, after this game, we're going to be live on the Callin app for a Bears postgame show. We're going to try and do one after every single game on Callin, at least most games, for sure the opener here. A live call-in post-game show, similar to Twitter Spaces. You guys call me, and I take your calls, 30, 45 minutes. We break down this one, win, lose, or draw against the 49ers. We'll be live. I want to hear your hot takes, your opinions. So subscribe to Callin, download the app on iOS and Android, and then just find us. Bears Now, we're right there. You'll be able to tune into the show. All right, next rumor here on YouTube and Rumble. Sign Kevin King. Could that be in the works? A couple of Bleacher Report rumors coming up. Here's the first one. Bears should sign King to bolster the cornerback room, according to Bleacher Report. Now, Kevin King is a player that's had success in this league, but he was hurt last year, missed a lot of time. Played in 11 games in 2020, so he missed 5 games that year too. 2019, he was great. 5 of his 7 career interceptions for that season, had 15 pass breakups, easily the best season of his career in 2019. Did some good things in 2018 as well. But that 2019 year, if you told me you're getting closer to that player than last year, for example, a guy who missed a lot of time, I'd be like, yeah, sign me up. I mean, he can compete for a starting spot, especially with like Kendall Vilder, right? You look at this cornerback room right now, which we actually got to update. Duke Shelley has been cut, and they brought in the other guy after cut downs. But the point being, after Jaylon Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Kendall Vilder, you don't really have a lot of proven commodity there. A guy like Kevin King is more proven than Lamar Jackson, than Jaylon Jones. Could certainly add some cornerback depth to the position. So keep an eye on this. I don't know if Kevin King is the top guy I'd look at, but there are some other names out there too. Xavier Rhodes, who's played in this system under Matt Eberflus in Indianapolis. I'm interested in him. Joe Hayden, who's been a vet in this league, played at a high level for a very, very long time. Chris Harris can play nickel, can play outside. Janoris Jenkins, getting a little bit older, but still a decent outside corner at this point. And then, of course, Kevin King, who we've been talking about. I think any of these guys would help give you some depth at the very least and potentially be like your number 3 corner if Kendall Vilder doesn't end up working out. Now, Bears fans, subscribe and join us this Sunday because we're going to be live at 12:45 Eastern, 9:45 if you're out on the West Coast. Maybe we got some Bears fans in enemy territory in San Francisco. Niners coming to town, watch party, got to be fun. So subscribe and join us. We'll also have some news and rumors videos leading you guys up to the game. And if you want my full preview, I put one out yesterday on the channel. So check that out after you subscribe. It's free. And remember, we got to beat the 49ers report and new subscribers this week. We're a little bit down since we started last week. Got to catch up. Hit that sub button so we can do so. All right, sign T.Y. Hilton, another Bleacher Report rumor here. They actually named Hilton as the top target for the Bears of remaining free agents. And we've certainly talked about Hilton before. He's not what he used to be. He's had some injuries. But if you told me he could be like in between 2019 and 2021, if that's all you're getting, I don't think it's worth it. But let's say he could come in and give you 45 to 50 catches, 600 yards, and 5 touchdowns. You're telling me you wouldn't take that on this receiving core? I absolutely would. I'm still open to adding a wide receiver to this group. I absolutely am. I think you could certainly benefit from doing just that. Now it's just a matter of if the Bears agree. I don't think anything's going to happen before week 1 at this point. You added Amir Smith-Marset, but I do think that is a position, as is corner, one that could still be in flux as we get into the first couple of weeks of the season here. Now, what do you think is the bigger need on this roster right now? Do you think it's corner or wide receiver? Type CB, type WR. Let me know what do you think is the bigger positional need right now. This is hard to say. The receiver depth is probably better, but the starters are probably better at corner, so it kind of just depends on what you're looking for. Here's to see what you guys think, CB or WR. Now, we do have a bit of an Arlington Heights, Arlington Park update. The Bears tweeted this out, kind of a couple of photos of, construction site, et cetera, what it's all going to look like. And they had a bunch of quotes. I do want to read a couple of them for you guys, kind of where they sit right now. There's some interesting stuff in here. Statement from the Bears here. We'll go ahead and get to it here. In September of last year, the Bears signed an agreement for the purchase of acquiring 326 acres of property in Arlington Heights to secure the potential of beginning a new and exciting chapter there. We remain under contract to purchase the property, but there are conditions that must be met in order to be in a position to close. If we do close on the property, it does not guarantee we will develop it. While under contract with the seller of Arlington Park, we will not be discussing or exploring any other alternative stadium sites or opportunities, including renovations at Soldier Field. I think that's significant. More on that in a second. Here's more. We envision a multi-purpose entertainment district anchored by a new, best-in-class enclosed stadium, that means a dome, providing Chicagoland with a new home worthy of hosting global events such as the Super Bowl, college football playoffs, and the Final Four. So let's talk about this all for a little bit. Couple of things that come to mind. Number one, the fact that they're not negotiating with Soldier Field or any other stadium options confirms what we know. They're taking this very seriously, and unless something comes up that really is going to draw things back, they are going to move forward. They're going to go to Arlington Heights. That's going to happen. I've been telling you guys that for months now. Number two, though, dome facility. I think we knew that. They want to attract Super Bowls, Final Fours, concerts 12 months out of the year instead of 6 months out of the year, because at Soldier Field it's cold as hell in the winter. Those type of things. Entertainment district, obviously construction that goes with it. There's more info. Check out the Bears press release from their website, but that's kind of the high points that I wanted to mention here on the show. Basically, what does it mean? If I could buckle it down into one or two sentences, they're moving to Arlington Heights. I mean, they're going, so unless something comes up last minute, prepare yourselves. This is going to happen. All right, appreciate everybody who made it to the end of this segment. Get the FGBs going in the chat because you are a real one. Also, subscribe on Call-In, post-game show after the Niners game on Sunday, and we do other episodes, live shows as well. So check us out over there. Download the app on iOS and Android.